Bama and LSU are getting ready for a showdown this Saturday in Baton Rouge. We're going to talk about what Kane Womack said about that defense, what it's going to take for Alabama to beat the Tigers and stay alive for the college football playoff. There's an injury report and bad news for one of Alabama's receivers out for the year. And how about the basketball team in action? Stayed up late to watch these guys, and I'm telling you right now, it was worth every minute of it. Thanks for hanging out with us here. Like, subscribe, thumbs up. Let's get this party started. Roll Tide, everybody. All right, roll tide, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with us here on the Bama Tailgate YouTube channel. Appreciate all of you for sticking around and hanging with us as always. All right, let's talk some Alabama football. Let's get into this right now. And we're going to talk basketball as well. I mean, we got a number 2 team in the country that looked amazing. But let's start with the defense. Alabama had all of their coaches talk to the media on Monday. And Kane Womack, the defensive coordinator, you can tell he's been a head coach. I mean, just gets on the microphone and the podium. He does a great job. And he said 3 things that I thought were worth bringing up as far as what it's going to take for Alabama's defense to take that next step. And he had a couple topics and points that I've talked about. But let's talk with this right here. More turnovers. They want to force more turnovers. These guys have gotten like 10 turnovers here lately, right? Since the Vandy game. And those are big. You know, Alabama's offense has to capitalize on those turnovers, but that's been the one thing that this team can really hang their hat on. And then that's their ability to turn other teams over to get the ball. And so going into this game against LSU, this is an offense that has given the ball up a lot. As good as Garrett Nussmeier is, he's not afraid to take a gamble, and you saw things fall apart against Texas A&M because he kept turning the football over. Alabama wants to force more turnovers. The second thing he said, and this defense has to do better, and that's limit the explosive plays. And I felt like this was what cost them in the Tennessee game. You know, they did a good job, and then all of a sudden on one drive, 2 explosive plays, and all of a sudden it was a different ball game. Alabama under Nick Saban always did such a great job of limiting those explosive plays. That's what it's going to take for Alabama to beat LSU, to run the table. But this is the biggest threat they're going to have this year. Those great offenses, their ability to throw the ball downfield. Not a big running team, but a throwing team, LSU. They're really going to force Alabama to try to make plays. So to try to stop them and get the turnovers. So that's the second thing. And then the third thing that he said, and I think it's the most important thing, is that they have got to do a better job on third downs. I feel like that both sides of the balls need to do a better job on third down. Alabama was 2 of 9 third down on offense last game. But if they want to win, they're going to have to stop them on third down and sometimes stop them on fourth down as well. So there you go. Those are the 3 things they talked about. And I think if Alabama is able to do these 3 things, that this team is going to have a really good shot at beating LSU. Now, the second thing I wanted to talk about was the injury report. And when Coach DeBoer came out, he talked about Cole Adams and the wide receiver being out for the year. So his second injury is going to knock him out for the season. He was a fun player, had good hands, someone that could return kicks, and just had some bad luck this year. He got hurt earlier in the year. It looked like it was like a hand injury, then now a lower body injury, but he's going to be out for the year. And you just hope that he'll hurry back and be a part of this team as we move forward. Now, the third thing we're going to talk about on the show today is something we're going to be talking about a lot, and that's Alabama basketball, number 2 in the country. They rolled over UNC Asheville, 110-54. This Bama basketball team is just so explosive. And some of the guys who are typical starters, Latrell Wrightsell, Grant Nelson came off the bench. Both of those guys are coming back from injuries. And so, they were without Naz Cunningham and Houston Millette. So those guys will be back. Those two guys actually will redshirt for the season. And then, of course, Wrightsell and Nelson will be back. But this team has so many weapons. And it was great to see Clifford Amari for the first time. Remember, he was the transfer that came in for Alabama last year. Mark Sears, his normal self. Amari was the guy that they got from Rutgers. And first game, big man, 16 points, 8 rebounds, 2 blocks. He just loved the explosiveness of this team. And then Mark Sears, our first team All-American, and really right now playing to be the best player in the history of Alabama basketball. Sears, 20 points, 3 rebounds, and 1 assist. So, Bama off to a 1-0 start. They looked explosive. Anytime you score 110 points, I mean, that really is something. And then next, they'll play Arkansas State. That's on Friday at Coleman Coliseum, 7 p.m. tip-off. So make sure you support this team, man. I mean, this is one of those special seasons. As Chris Stewart said, it's the golden age of Bama basketball. Man, I'll tell you what an explosive win for the Crimson Tide. They look so good out there. And I just feel so excited about what we got going on with the Hoops team as this season progresses and these guys get back out there and hit the hardwood. They got some games at the beginning, you just try to, get everything figured out, see what you got going on. And then all of a sudden that schedule gets really, really. Final bit of news, back to football again for one more topic, guys. And it has to do with Bama's linebackers. Jahad Campbell and Deontay Lawson both named semifinalists for the Butkus Award, and that was announced by the Butkus Foundation yesterday. So pretty cool. Campbell and Lawson are 2 of 15 finalists for the award, which is presented each year to the top linebacker at both the high school level and then also in college. And Lawson was selected as a semifinalist a year ago. So pretty cool that he and Campbell both are in there. They'll pick the winner on November 25th, and they'll be announced on December 10th. So pretty cool. Bama's had some guys to get there before. Derek Thomas, of course, DT, the all-time great in 88. Rolando McClain won it in 09. CJ Mosley in 2013, and Reuben Foster in 2016. So it's been a while since 2016, but I'll tell you what, these are some really good players for Alabama and guys that are difference makers on defense. I don't know if they'll win, but it's always cool to have yourself put in the running for that award. So not one, but 2 different guys that are in that. All right. Hey, again, let me remind you of a couple things. First off, we're always presented by Pearl River Resort over in Philadelphia, Mississippi. Don't forget that right now you can go to Golden Moon Casino and go to the Timeout Sports Lounge. And if you put $50 down on anything, take that receipt over to Dancing Rabbit Golf Course, and you can play the Augusta that you can play. The best course in Mississippi, one of the best in the entire South, for just $40. And you don't have to have a membership or any of that stuff. It's just $40 with that ticket. Table games and slots, you got roulette and craps, all that stuff over there. Golden Moon and Silver Star Casino. Scotty McCrary is going to be playing in the next couple weeks, the American Idol. And they've got Tonic and Fuel coming up, part of their 90s, celebrating 30 years over at Pearl River Resort. Also got the water park, Geyser Falls. Find out more for yourself there. And then if you guys are trying to pimp out the man cave, and I know a lot of you are doing that, you're like, hey, you know what? There's so many great games that Alabama has won over the years, and I want to be a part of that in my house. And obviously I'm not at my house. I'm at a hotel, so I don't have a Daniel Moore. It's just a car picture on the wall here, but it would be a much nicer hotel if we had a Daniel Moore print. And they're so easy to get at newlifeart.com. And if you use the promo code Bama Tailgate, they'll give you 20% off. You've got to put it, though, in there when it asks you, hey, where did you hear about it? And then at the end where you use the promo code, you get 20% off by putting Bama Tailgate in that promo box. So do that. Take advantage of it. Thanks for hanging out with us, guys. And again, have a great day and roll Tide.
River Resort.